and we're going to give the whole rundown, the review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 12. Hey, welcome back to Voices of Reality. We are back. Thank you guys for watching again. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit it down below. Just smash that like button and subscribe button. That's all you need to do. So let's just jump right into it. Episode 12.
Yeah, so let's talk about Ace's birthday
Yeah.
party at Candy's house with Marlo and Drew in attendance. So it was cute. It was a nice little party, getting together the moms with the younger kids. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think of that
Boring.
episode? With
Boring.
that
That
scene,
part
that scene.
was boring.
Oh,
Boring. I do not want to see kids playing. I'm watching for the adult things. This is not Sesame Street. Like, I want to
oh
get
my
to the adults.
But that is part of their lives. Mothers, remember, Candy has two young kids now. Kenya's a mother now.
Yeah,
Drew,
we can talk about her talking about it, but I don't want to see the kids in action doing like kid stuff. So, I mean, they could
yeah,
save that
I
for the
mean,
kids, that kids to watch when they playing and stuff. Adults are not interested in watching kids play.
that's true. But they did kind of like have the little grown moment conversation
Yes,
where
I like that
Candy
part.
cried about they're canceling the play, which was
Hmm.
expected. That was this play I was actually interested in going to see. I heard about it.
I did too.
And I was like, oh, I want to see it. And after when I started looking to buy tickets, it was like, where's the play? So now I know what happened to it because of COVID.
Yeah, that's a shame. I know that was like a big loss of money. I will be crying too, so I feel her.
Yeah, but this is Candy's second play that got canceled. Remember, she had a Mother's Cry or something, whatever the name of that play was. She had another play where Portia was actually in it, and that was also canceled. So I'm like, maybe Candy doesn't have that much luck in plays. This is a second canceled play.
Oh, it was. What the first one was like before COVID. I wonder why it canceled. Was it like not enough
I think it was
tickets being
probably
sold?
ticket sales. I'm not sure. Comment below if you know why, but I know Portia was in that play singing. And then this one was due to COVID, but let's see what happens if they bring it back.
Yeah, she did talk about that in her speak on it. She did say that she got something else in the works, something as far as like a play with Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, so let's wait and see what
Yeah,
happens.
she got some heavy hitters in it.
So the next scene, I guess, was Marlo, Sanya, and Sheree at the archive. And Marlo talks a little bit about her nephews and why she kicked them out. So I know you weren't in agreement with Marlo kicking her nephews out. You didn't feel like her reasons were justifiable. Now, this time when she went into a little bit more details of what happened as to why she kicked the boys out, do you agree or disagree? Let
I
me go
still
back.
disagree. I don't see anything different that she said. She said the same thing.
Well, she said they were getting out of bed. She said they were brushing their teeth.
Okay.
And what else did she say? That was basically it.
That's what this
Not
is. Okay,
not
that's exactly
showering.
regular kid stuff. Like kids do that. I hear that. Kids do that. Like there's times
Regular
kids do not
nasty boy
take
stuff.
showers regularly. You got to be forcing them. Brush your teeth. Go take a shower. Like that's normal kid stuff.
Yeah, I do that. My boys now go brush your teeth. Did you
Yeah,
brush
that's what
wash
I'm
under
saying.
your
She's
underarms? Did you do
saying
this?
stuff.
Did you do that?
Yeah, it's almost like she's trying to justify to others and make it sound like, oh my God, like he's like you would think he's stealing or something or like gang banging. So to me, it's like the stuff that she says, it's almost like, okay, it's not like, does she know that that's regular kid stuff or she just is not equipped to handle taking care of kids?
She's
That's
not
the bottom
equipped.
line,
Marlo's all about self and she's not equipped. And again, a lot of people are really going at Marlo for kicking the boys out.
as they should.
Now, the way she kicked them out, we don't know because she didn't say. But we have to again. Well, for me, I have to. I am somewhat. I'm not gonna say compassionate, but I understand where Marlo is in her life now and having these kids come in. Like they came in like a storm. She decided to take care of them, and then she realized I'm not a good parent. I can't do this. I had to commend her for that. Instead of being a terrible, what did she call a Monty? She feels like I'm not good enough to parent them. I don't want to fail these kids. My mother was a terrible mother. Look at me now. I'm probably going to be as bad as my mom or worse. Let me send them away to someone I think that could handle these children. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't
think
know.
that's what you should have said instead of I kick the boys out.
She did make mention of that on I think it was an interview I saw her on afterwards, and she said that she probably shouldn't have said it like that. Like she was saying it in a like hardcore way when it wasn't like that. Like when she was like, I kicked them the F out. But she was saying she really did, and it was kind of like, come on, let's get your stuff together. We going to Auntie's, whatever her name is, house.
Well, I fail to believe that. Marlo's personality, I think she was really angry with these boys. She probably did tell them, get that F out of my house. I can't take it anymore. Because again, remember the scene she had with her sister? Her sister kind of alluded to the fact that Marlo didn't really kick them out in a nice way. It seems like her sister wasn't saying much. She kind of didn't want to say a lot on the camera, but she wasn't in agreement with how Marlo got rid of the boys.
Exactly. She wasn't.
Which led me to believe it wasn't, let's sit down, let's discuss what we're going to be for the next 30 days. And it was more like, you guys are driving me crazy. I can't take it. I need a break. I need my house back and all. You guys pack up, get out, and I'll come get you in 30 days.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's what that happened. Sanya calls Kenya.
Girlfriends, I would love to invite all of you to come to my house on Saturday. Just kind of like a prelude to our Jamaica trip. I really want this to be a couples trip. I want you to bring somebody.
He told us it was a couples trip.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to be clear that the Jamaica trip is a couples trip because I felt like,
Girl, I'm tired of this. Bye, girl.
Girl, listen. What the
I think Kenya was wrong.
Oh, no. That's me all the way. I would do the same thing. Listen, that's that Aquarius vibe. I would absolutely hang up the phone, especially if I'm single and you know I'm single and you like, first of all, no matter what the situation is, one thing I don't like is when somebody tries to put pressure on me to like be all flexible when you know that's not me. Like, I don't like a pressure being applied to me at all. And to me, it's almost like she was trying to ridicule her, like patronize her. Like, I just didn't like it.
I don't think so. I think Drew was talking, not Drew, Sanya was having a conversation with Sheree and Marlo. Like, oh, I know you guys are single. If you want to bring a male, a friend, you could bring someone. It's a couples trip. Couples, to me, means bringing a partner. It doesn't have to be in a relationship.
Yeah, but she emphasized it when she called Kenya. It was almost like she emphasized it, like
correct, to make sure you bring somebody so you don't feel left out. Because I felt like Marlo and Sheree was like, "Oh, I'm bringing my friends. I'm bringing whatever." She was telling Kenya, "Bring someone." It is a couple's trip.
But you can't say, listen, just say bring somebody. If you know I'm not with somebody, don't call me saying couples. Like, don't, like, first of all, there's a way you say it to people, and you have to learn people have to learn how to communicate in order to like be sensitive to things. Like she's going through her thing. She's still not over her marriage, breaking up, being single. I know that's a lot on Kenya. Like she has not been able to really move on, date and stuff like that. So to emphasize that and call her and say it's a couples trip, couples, I would hang up on her too.
You think she said that many times? I think Kenya's just overly sensitive.
She emphasized it. No, she emphasized it like this is a couples trip. Why do you even, if you know I'm single, why are you calling it a couples trip? I would never, first of all, the way I am and how I try to make people feel included and I try to be inclusive of everybody. I don't care if you white, black, single, whatever, gay, straight, whatever. Like to me, I'm not going to say to a gay person, listen, this is a straight heterosexual trip. Like I'm going to let you know this is an all-inclusive trip. Bring your lover, bring whoever. Like I'm never gonna call someone and emphasize something that they don't have or that's not who they are. And that's the way she called Kenya. Like
again, I was under the impression that she said couple, so Kenya knows to bring someone. Unlike the trip with Candy, where they weren't they like somewhat blindsided that it was a couple's trip when they all went to New York for Candy. So I don't know if that played a part.
I don't know if she was blindsided. I think they just came, like the husbands, like It was just
exactly. So I felt Sanya was probably letting her know, look, this is a couple's trip. So don't be surprised when you see everybody else's mates on this trip.
I think with Candy, to me, it's automatic if you're married, like that's your other half. So with Sanya, emphasizing the fact of this is a couple trip, this is a couple trip. Like to me, that's just like whack the way she did it. Like, and then emphasizing you have to bring somebody. Why do I have to bring somebody? Like, why do single people have to bring somebody? If we're single, why can't we just be single and decide if we want to bring somebody? Why do you have to emphasize that we have to scrape up somebody and bring them?
I think if it's a couple's trip, let's say I was Sanya, I was having a trip, a couple's trip, I would want someone to bring someone too. Because let's say we're doing something, we need to pair up. Like when they went later on into the episodes, there was a thing, they were kayaking, whatever the hell they were doing. There are events. She had stuff that probably they needed a couple to do. They needed someone else to do it. And
but that's my choice. But it's not for you to make that choice for me. It's for me to say, you know what? Maybe I won't go rafting with you. Maybe I will. I'm comfortable in all of my friendships when I'm single, when I'm with somebody, if I'm by myself. I am comfortable. I would still go on a trip if it's my homies, my real homies that have other people, because I'm so cool with all my people's husbands. So like to me, I wouldn't care because I know how I am. I'm not going to be a third wheel. I know how I am when I'm on vacation. I'm going out. I'm doing stuff. I'm meeting people. That's my life. I vacation. So I know how it is to adapt. So to me, it would be nothing. But don't put pressure on me and make the choice for me.
True. Kenya ended up going by herself anyway. So even though Sanya wanted her to have someone, she didn't.
And then they made her feel bad. I would curse people out left and right if that was me. I'm letting people know what time it is.
If you feel in a type way because there's a couple of strip, keep your ass at home.
I wouldn't feel away, but it would be you making me feel away. That's where I would have to check it. If you're making me feel like, let me just be. Like if I'm by myself, I can see if I'm saying, if you're going out with your husband, I'm like, hey, Farrah, I'm coming too. Or I'm like hanging on to you and I'm being like the anchor on the third wheel. Then it will be a problem. But if I'm by myself and I'm just going on a trip, I'm trying to have a good time, don't rain on my parade by making me feel a ways before I'm good. But now you saying stuff, it's making me feel a way.
That's
like, have some empathy.
I'm not a fan of Kenya, so that's probably why I feel the way that I feel, whatever. Like, I don't really like Sanya, but at this point, I was like, who cares about Kenya's feelings? Honestly, I'm not a fan of Kenya. So maybe that's why I'm like, whatever. I would not care about her feelings anyway.
I like Kenya, and I would feel the same way. I would have hung right up on her, like, come again, goodbye.
I started liking Kenya. I liked her when she was Miss USA. I liked her when she was a video vixen. I remember she was on Martin. I remember Kenya. I've seen some of her, sitcom debuts. And then I guess by season, I don't know when I started not liking her. She just rubbed me the wrong way. But
I just think everybody, you have to give room for people to grow. Like that's my thing. Like everybody's not perfect. I'm sure you've done things that maybe you may not be proud of. Like we all have done things. And I just think sometimes like you have to forgive and let people give them room to grow. Like if they don't grow and you're still in the same place and you still have the same thinking from when you was like a teenager or from when you was like, having some kind of evil, vicious ways. Cause I know Kenya would get like that. But to me, I feel like she's grown and you got to give people room to grow. Like people mature.
I don't see much growth in Kenya, but anyway,
I do.
Well, let's move on to other episodes and we'll see if there's growth.
Yeah.
Let's wait for the season to be over. So then there was Marlo and a parenting coach. So she opened up and pretty much what I was saying as far as her not feeling adequate, feeling she could be a great parent and the fear of failing her nephews, or if they end up not turning the way she feels is the right way, she contributed to that. So I thought it was a very vulnerable moment for Marlo, and I was able to relate. As a parent, we're always wondering, are we doing the right thing, or the decisions we're making are going to be the best decisions? What we're teaching our children, the fear of what's going to happen to them, and especially Black men, there's so much pressure on raising Black boys to become men. Oh my God, would they ever get arrested? If it's so much, And that's your child. So having that same pressure for kids that's not yours, maybe too much.
I mean, it's sad for them, and having to live this life of like Marlo just seemed like she would take them on vacation. She did a lot with them. They had their own rooms. Now they're in a 2 bedroom with like 7, 8 kids or 6 kids or whatever. So I just don't. I just wonder how they feel. Do they feel rejected? How are they really? I want to know, what do they feel like? What is the outcome of this? What type of ramifications did it have? Do they feel anything? We hearing about Marlo, but we not hearing about how the boys are feeling. What are they saying to the aunt? Do they miss Marlo? Are they crying? Or do they need therapy too because of this? Did it send them like, back into like some kind of like, reckless behavior?
And
Punching
like
walls and stuff, supposedly, what she said.
Marlo said that their boys were very ungrateful. And it's possibly they were.
Oh my God. Oh, what kid? I was ungrateful.
Yeah,
My
my
mom
damn
would
kid's
tell the same
ungrateful.
thing. Huh?
I was damn ungrateful.
That's what I'm saying. Like what kid isn't like kids don't learn to appreciate things until they become an adult. Like
Or
no
you
one
take it away. Or when you take it away. So Marlo probably was also doing that. Like, oh, you guys are so ungrateful. Maybe I should take all this luxury away from you. It's something like punishment. It's the same thing. Your kids do something. You're like, oh, okay, you're not behaving. Let me take away the PlayStation, whatever. Maybe that was her way of teaching them a lesson. You guys are so ungrateful. Why don't I let you go live with your auntie who doesn't have this luxury at her house? And let's see how you behave there. Now you're going to appreciate what I've been doing for you these couple of months. Maybe that was her way of kind of showing them some appreciation for her.
It is, but I just think that's regular kid stuff. Like you can't like that's the main I think thing that is with kids is like they don't appreciate a lot of stuff. They do take it for granted. We all do. Like even adults, like but kids, like that's just I don't know. I hope she's not doing this for a storyline. Because to me, it just doesn't seem like the stuff that she keeps saying. I'm waiting to hear, like, oh my God, like, yeah, like, she should have kicked him out. Like, I haven't heard that yet. I'm waiting. Like, every time she's crying and going into the psychologist, I'm thinking there's a bomb that she's going to drop. And it's like, okay, what? They ungrateful? Okay.
True. So the next scene was Todd, Candy, and their daughters discussing trust funds in case something happens to Todd and to Candy. I mean, Bravo is shady boots. When they had all the stuff that Candy has, all her assets, everything she has, and then with Todd, the list was the condo in New Jersey. That was shady.
Yeah, those editors are definitely like, I want to know who the editors are if I was Todd, because I'd be like, oh, y'all trying to play me.
I mean, what else does he? A lot of the stuff he has was with Candy, but that was messed up. I was like, why would they do that to Todd?
Yeah.
I like Todd. But I saw that episode and being with my ex-husband, but being married to someone and you don't have kids with them, but then you have maybe one kid with them. One is theirs, one is not. You do tend to worry about how that person's going to parent when you're not there. But with Candy, it made me look Candy with a side look like, you married a man that you don't believe would take care of your daughter the way you would want to financially. That made me question.
No, I don't think. I think when it comes to their separate kids, I think he is stricter. Like he is, and
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's gonna have different ways of parenting. So I don't think like that's a deal breaker. Like that's a given. Like you're two different humans, two different individuals. We're not gonna have the same parenting. So I just think he parents a way where he's not going to let them enjoy the fruits of his labor. He's going to make them go through their own labor and get their own money. Whereas Candy is going to allow all her friends, family, everybody to enjoy the fruits of her labor. Todd is absolutely not like that. So I get it. Like I wouldn't want my kids in his hands if something were to happen to me either. I would make sure like everything is in place.
So I think with Todd, he would control the money a little bit more with Riley. Whereas I mean, Candy's like, oh, here, give. Because in the past episodes,
Yeah.
past seasons, you see Riley living in this beautiful condo, whatever, in New York, where Todd's daughter was working to afford her place she was living. But again, they have different parenting skills. I just felt like that time, Todd seemed pretty hurt that Candy again implied. Well, she didn't imply. She straight up said, "Yeah, I don't trust you would be making the right decision." When it
I
comes
wouldn't either. She's right. And I think she should do whatever she needs to do to put things in place for her daughter. And if I was her daughter, I would be afraid too. When I see the way he is with his daughter, I don't even like it. Like I see and she was on Candy Speak on it. And I do like the daughter. Yeah, the daughter was on there. I do like her, and she agreed too. Like the stuff that she says, even on the show, even though the little appearances that she had, she was saying like she wished that Todd would be a little bit more like a father instead of like some kind of business manager or whatever. Like, so I get like the way that he is. He's very strict when it comes to money. He's not handing out money. He feel like, it's almost like he wants, and Candy's right. It's like, why do we, if we were brought up in luxury, if I'm rich, why do I have to make my kids struggle? Like, why? If they rich, why can't they enjoy the fruits of my labor? That's what I'm working for, to allow myself to enjoy these fruits of my labor. Why can't my kids, why do they got to suffer and work? Like, just leave the money for them, leave the insurance, whatever. If they good kids, trust them to be good kids.
True. I think with Candy and Todd, they had different upbringings. Candy was making money when she was in Escape from Young, from in her teens. She was getting money from a young age. Todd worked harder. So I think with him, he's like, I had to work to get all my crap. I'm not just going to hand it off to you, even if you're my daughter. Yeah. So it's just going to be interesting now that they have kids together, how that's going to pan out. Because they have two kids together. So Candy could do what the hell she wants with Riley. But when it comes to the other two, let's see how that pans out.
Yeah. But Candy and her daughter are right. Like, I'm all with Candy. Like, as long as, her daughter's a good kid, like, she is, she can, spend whatever. Yeah. Do whatever you need to do. Like, whatever makes her happy. She's a good kid. Spoil her.
True. And she has the money to spoil them.
Exactly.
So, the next scene was Sheree. Talk about her clothing line for She by. I'm tired about this damn She by. Sheree just showed already. God. So, I thought it was interesting when she mentioned VPL, visible print line for men, for their sweatpants.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess that's a thing. She got good ideas. It could be, that could be a trending thing.
I want to know, when she said that, I'm like, is it going to be made out of thin material? Like what materials is it going to be made out of?
I don't know. What is it supposed to be? So we can see the imprint?
Yes, because visible print lines, so you can see the print.
I mean, maybe the well-endowed would love something like that. I don't know. I'm not a man. I don't know would I want to wear something that's visible so you can see like what I'm carrying. Like, I don't get it. I don't know, but I don't know a lot of these trending things, these things take off and they become trends. And I'll be like, wait, what? For real? So who knows? That might be a thing.
I don't know. I'm a woman. We know we all love when fall comes because it is sweatpants season. Let's be real now. We like to see a nice gray sweatpants on a man and kind of. I personally would like to not see it. Like, it's just like I wouldn't want to be walking around. If you happen to see it, but discreetly. But I don't know what kind of print pant line she's gonna have. But I don't want to just be walking around and just seeing a bunch of prints all over the place. Just print lines all. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not gonna be attracted to me.
Yeah, is it gonna be like a jock strap or like what is it gonna be? Like a built-in jock strap? Like I don't know. I would like to see what the idea would be.
Just public exposure to me. It's not. We'll wait and see. But that was her big thing. That scene talking about some VPL, but. Comment below, ladies. Do you want to constantly see men print lines and sweatpants? I mean, girls wear booty shorts. Maybe this will be somewhat what men are wearing.
No, thank
exposure.
you. I don't even want to see, like you said, I'm not trying to see all of that.
Yeah,
I
I
like
don't
it when it's a
think.
little subtle. I like a little, I don't like somebody trying to showcase their good.
Yeah,
Like, let it be a little subtle, some great pants,
you're walking around
whatever.
just swinging all over the place. Like that's not gonna be cute for me. I'm not. I'm like, that a little bit too
Yeah.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else? Sanya's house party.
Yes.
This was a surprise party for Sheree. And it doesn't seem like the group liked the party.
Yeah, it was a little low budget for to be a housewife, to be like, you know, champion, runner and stuff like that. Like, it was just low budget.
So Kenya was saying stuff like the food is dry, the photo booth wasn't working. Drew said the party favors wasn't that good. I mean, it did. It looked pretty cheap. But to me, I mean, the food and the decorations and stuff like that, a surprise party for Sheree. They were judging everything. I get it. But it was something at her house. She was trying to do something nice for Sheree. So I think they were judging a little bit too much. Like, it wasn't like
Yeah.
she went to the place and was like, oh, I'm having this fabulous party. It's just like, let's get together. Like, oh, let's get a couple of snacks. Let's get a cake and surprise Sheree. But what I felt was like, was when the photo booth wasn't working. But they were too picky.
Yeah, it was. They were, because I probably wouldn't say anything. It is the thought that counts. I probably wouldn't have said, like, if I went over to a common friend's house, a mutual friend or whatever, and one of the other friends are giving them a surprise party, there's no way I would, like, little comments here and there. I would just enjoy whatever's there. Like, I'm going to enjoy the moment regardless. I don't care if there's beer there or whateve, 40, Coke 45s. Like, I know I would still have a good time no matter what. I wouldn't be nitpicking stuff like that.
I don't like Sanya. And I feel like all these it's a birthday surprise party for Sheree. She's just an ass kisser to me.
Yeah, she is.
Just came in the group. No one else is doing it. Like, Sheree's cool with Marlo. I mean, I know when they did the stuff for Sheree, Marlo and Kenya, but Kenya didn't show up. They did that when she wasn't talking to Tyrone. That makes sense. It goes for. You came into the circle. You doing stuff for Sheree. I think there was a time she just sent for Kenya's birthday. It was just like, stop kissing ass. Or actually sucking ass. To me, that's sucking ass. That's sucking ass.
Okay.
Like, you just came in the group. Chill. No one else is doing it. Like, let that be Marlo, Kenya's thing. Let the other people, Candy, whoever else is already in the group, to say, oh, let's do something for Sheree. Why are you doing something for Sheree in your house? Like, you're kissing ass.
I think it is over the top. And at least, like, let us do it together or come up with the idea so we can all, like, do it as a group. Like, it's almost like you want to be, like, the teacher's pet or whatever. Like, hey, look at me. I'm doing it. Like, I'm the shit. Like, and then it was a total flop. Like, exactly. They probably was glad they wasn't a part of it.
And when you start, so you're going to do this every season now for everyone's birthday? Because once you start, you can't stop. But so next season, you're going to sign for Sheree's birthday again. It was just like, stop. So I really didn't like that. So here goes Sheree and Drew were arguing, which again, basically was about Fatum again.
I was addressing the dog that was barking in my ear that you had to address me for you.
She did not address. Let me say
what I'm saying to you is you brought this person around. You brought
Tomato. I'm throwing tomatoes at you, bitch.
What are you saying? You're not making any sense.
I'm throwing tomatoes at this bitch because she whack.
They're funny.
I'm throwing them at you. You deserve them. All the tomatoes. I think Drew secretly lives for me.
What are you saying? You're not making any sense.
Shut up. Let somebody talk. This bitch is looking for my attention.
I mean, at this point, I'm still trying to figure what they're arguing about. I guess it is because of the comment that Sheree, Drew, his sister made, and Drew decided to tell the group, and the comment Drew made about Sheree. But it was just like, it was one of those moments, like, really.
I know. And then she was like, what did she say? Something about her age, right? I guess, like, age shaming.
Yeah, and then Cheryl's like, well, you'd be lucky if you look this good. Like, nobody should be talking about none of their age on that show because they all look good.
They do.
They should not be age shaming.
I mean, I think they get little surgeries here and there, Botox. So I don't know how they would really look. Like, are they? I don't know. I just think they get a little enhancements and if she was to come to me with that, I would be like, take out the Botox, girl, and do like, and then tell me how you look. But I can give it to Sheree. She do keep her body together. I don't know about like what type of stuff she does with.
She does do stuff with her face. She puts it on Instagram. She does like what I don't know if it's Botox, whatever, but she does a lot of stuff with her. Not a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I do think there are some enhancements. So I hate when people say that, like, "Oh, I'm so good, black don't crack." Like, but you getting all this Botox and fillers and stuff. Like, I get it though. Her body, like, I don't know if she got surgery on that too to enhance some things, but she definitely be hardcore in the gym. So I give it to her. That takes discipline. So I give it to her. I would let people know too what time it is if they came for me about age or whatever else. So and then especially with Drew, and she got like a mom, but not to discriminate against moms, but she got like, did she get not a mom bod? She got a mommy makeover, and she still got, a square, SpongeBob kind of shape.
Well, her shape hasn't definitely improved. She seems like she's a little bit more confident. But when you're coming at someone who seems to have the total package, Sheree's attractive, she has great skin, she has nice hair, she has a nice body, shut your mouth.
Exactly. That was the wrong thing to do.
Do not go for someone that's not on your level. Argue Sanya. Like, maybe she's a little bit more on your level, but don't touch Sheree when it comes to physical appearances. You could talk about she don't have a man, you could talk about she don't have a business or whatever else, but when you talk about assets as far as appearances, Drew, take a seat.
And when you talk about age too, I hate when people do that because now I'm getting older. So you know how I used to be like that when somebody's like, oh, older. It's like you think like, oh my God, they're like ancient. But it's like, age does not discriminate. Like we're all going to age. Like let's not get it twisted. Like don't think because you're 10 years younger than me that you're not going to age. You're not going to be stuck at 30 years old. Like your mama's getting older, you getting older, your kids everybody getting older.
And Sheree looks better than Drew. And there are how many age difference, so Drew should shut the hell up.
And she should be glad. She should pray that when she gets to Sheree's age, that she'll still, hopefully she'll still be alive, let alone anything. People, you never know. So it's like, be grateful and pray that you would get to this age.
Yeah, that's the part Sheree could say. But Sheree can't really deliver. That's what I noticed. Because she could have said a lot of stuff to Drew, which she didn't. Like what we're saying right now. Listen.
Yeah, because she said something about, what does old and cold mean? I didn't get that comeback.
Who said old and cold? Drew?
No, Sheree.
When she you absolutely are getting older. Maybe you just don't remember.
Bitch, old and cold, bitch. Old and cold. Don't tell half the mother story, bitch. Old and cold. You better hope you look like this when you get my age.
You don't remember that part?
Mm-hmm. I remember saying old and cold. I mean, I don't know.
I was like, okay, what does that? Was that like supposed to be some shade? I didn't get the cold part, but I guess you mean like cold as in like, I don't know, hot, like, I don't know, cold, whatever.
But Marla, the confessional was fun.
Pretty, but she better hope at Sheree's age she still looks good because Sheree looks damn amazing to be 60.
It's 52.
Oh, Sheree gonna curse me out, Lord Jesus.
I was like, oh.
Like Marlo knows she ain't no damn 60 years old.
She's not. So then Drew sings happy birthday to Sheree because they were like, oh, why don't you sing? I think they're trying to put her on the spot. But
they were.
Drew, I would love to hear you sing happy birthday to Sheree.
Well, no, we're not doing that. I'm not using my voice to sing.
Never mind, she ain't gotta sing. She don't wanna sing. She wanna be petty. On my birthday, she ain't gotta sing.
Be the bigger person.
Happy birthday
this to me?
to you.
Wait, what is it for me?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sheree.
Thank you.
We love you, we love you, we love you.
She killed it. I have to say that much. She has a great singing voice.
Yeah, she definitely showed up. Like, she definitely let them know what time it is.
Yeah, I didn't really know she sang that well. That she could sing that well.
I always feel like a lot of the actors, like, they kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to those, like, gifts. Like, with acting, singing. Like I feel like they have like it's like you almost have to know how to sing in order to. A lot of people can sing that act, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and she started out. Well, what I remember seeing was remember the show I was telling you, the game, and there her character was a singer, like
Oh,
a
see,
star.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that's great when you know how to act and sing, because then you could get roles that like require that. So that is, I'm not surprised, but she did. I'm glad, because sometimes when with Candy, even though she's like worldwide, it's like she got, her voice can be a little shaky at times. Like I don't know if she was put on the spot, would she be able to show up and show out?
yeah, Drew's also a good was a good dancer too. She was
Oh,
on a
she is.
Sean Paul video back in the day dancing.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, so she's actually a good dancer. I don't know if she's still good
Okay.
now. And let me see. So then Sanya goes on about her rules for Jamaica, man. Pop, pop. I was getting really tired of that shooting gunshots in there.
Yeah, the way she do it, it don't even be. Yeah.
So we pull out the Glock and went bop, bop, bop.
Yeah.
She had rules for Jamaica about weed not being legal, the type of hair they need to have, everyone being the best behavior. I mean, I didn't feel nothing wrong. I thought that was okay. I mean, the women didn't seem to really like her doing that, but I thought it was all right, her doing that. I didn't think it was such a big
To
deal.
me, it was kind of funny, and I guess kind of like advising them, and it was funny, like don't bring weed, don't do this. Like there was some things in there that could be helpful to some people, so I get it, and I think she was trying to be a little humorous too. So
yeah, especially the weed. I didn't even know it was still legal in Jamaica either. I don't know.
yeah, I'm always there, so I kind of knew.
Huh?
I mean, I'm always there, but I kind of like knew that. But I guess if you're not, and that's like wanting to play, you don't go there often, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, and I don't think you would think about it. You just think, oh, it's legal here. Let me just, So that was kind of good. It was okay when she said it. I didn't think anything.
Yeah, I didn't think nothing of it. Sanya spoke to Kenya, and Sanya did apologize for her approach.
Or Kenya tells Sanya she didn't like her tone. Sanya apologizes.
As she should. As I was saying, I believe that Sanya was dead wrong.
Oh,
or should we take it back and talk about that, like in the next scene or whatever?
Yeah, because she walked around with Kenya in our house to give her ideas of how to decorate. And then she took Kenya to a bedroom and was telling Kenya. And then Kenya said, well, I didn't really like your tone. And then she apologized. And here goes Kenya talk about, what she's going through with her relationship or lack of a relationship with Mark and Brooklyn and things like that.
And that's what I said. Like, I just think that Sanya could have been a little bit more empathetic to, Kenya's situation. I'm glad that she apologized and they moved on.
Yeah. So that's the end of episode 12. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. We will respond. Please share our videos to others and stay tuned for our next video.
Yes. Smooches.
Bye.